I would love to introduce you guys to Mackenzie. Mackenzie, tell us a little bit about your background.
So I went to college for marketing and business administration, all the things you feel like you're supposed to do. I worked in sales for a little bit and then I got a corporate job and I just knew that wasn't for me at all. Hated sitting at my desk. There wasn't room for growth. There wasn't any freedom and I wasn't able to be as creative as I wanted to be. During corporate, I started taking on clients for free. I'm like, I'll just DM people on Instagram and see what they say and I'll work for free to build my portfolio. And that's probably where my need to offer a low payment comes in, but I worked for free for a couple people for like 3 to 4 months to build up my portfolio, and then I was like, "Oh, I think I can do this." I was working on my lunch and after work, and I was like, "If I can get 1 client, you can get 100 clients." I truly believe that. So I went out on my own and I started building my company. I refused to call it a company for years. I was like, "I'm just a freelancer." And then I kind of shifted into more of that CEO role and really owning who I am and where I stand in my company.
Yay, amazing. So your corporate job was in marketing previously, right?
Yes, so I did sales for a professional sports team, and then I joined a corporate team where I did marketing for local businesses, so local search,
Okay,
things like that. Yeah.
lovely. And when did you launch your business officially? Whether you called it that or not.
Officially, oh my goodness. I think it was 2019.
Amazing.
2019, and that was very like having two clients. Like, I'm good. I just want to not be able to go to a corporate job. And then I was like, what am I doing? I either need to really make this something or figure out something else to do because it just wasn't fulfilling.
Yeah, amazing. So when did you decide, like, okay, I want to do this and I'm ready to scale?
I met this guy named Paul at a trade show and he was like, "Oh, you're smart." And I was like, "Okay, I don't really feel like that, but whatever." So I work with food and beverage products, beauty products. He worked for Coke and he started introducing me to these people. And I was like, "Oh, wait, there's a real market for this." And I like to be kind of that middleman where there's a company can't really afford social media. And then there's this point when they're spending $200,000 on ads a month. And I don't want to work with companies that are that big because a lot of times they have in-house teams, but I feel like there's a really good place for me in that sweet spot. So Paul kind of was like, "Do
Oh,
this." Yeah.
love
Yes.
him. Love
Yeah.
Paul.
He was great.
So where were you at the beginning of 2023 revenue wise?
2020, wow, that feels like so long ago. I remember 2023, I was excited because I hit my first 15K month. That was the first time I ever got a client over $3,000
Amazing.
and hit 15K. And then I was like, okay, I'm ready to rock and roll. And that was with no lead gen, no marketing, nothing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You amaze me with your lead gen. So what made you decide to join mentorship?
I think the biggest thing for me, I had followed you for a really long time. I don't even know how I found you. And, I follow a lot of coaches online and people in this space, but for some reason I was really drawn to your energy and the energy of your team. And one day I was like, you know what? I could Google this and try this on my own for months and months and trial and error, or I could just hire someone to help me do this and be a part of a community because it is lonely sometimes. A lot of times people don't get it. And it was really important to me to build these relationships with you and everybody else. I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't join Mastermind. I wouldn't have my system set up. I wouldn't have this scalable business. I feel like I would have really been stuck.
Amazing. And were you scared to make an investment in yourself, sizable investment?
Yes, but when I make investments in myself, I'm like, it's a tax write-off. It's a tax write-off.
I love that.
I was scared. It was definitely the biggest investment I've ever made in myself. But I knew that I would make my money back because I'm not someone who's gonna pay for something and not put in the work, you know?
That's huge. I love that characteristic. Me
Yeah.
too. The first time I ever invest in myself, I was like, I'm going to be your best case
Yeah.
study. Like,
Yeah.
watch, I'm going to use everything I can.
I love that.
I love that. So tell us, what have the last like 8, 9 months looked like in your business?
Yeah, a lot has changed. When I came into Mastermind, I didn't have any employees. I was working completely by myself. I had someone who was very, very part-time. I didn't have really any systems in place. It was a hot mess. Nothing was automated. I think I joined in April or May, and after I joined, I hit a 25K month. And then after I hit 25K, I got up to 30. And then I started losing some clients around November, December, but those clients truly did not bring me any joy to work with. They were very difficult. They just didn't align with me. And I really feel like they dropped off so I could onboard better people. And of course, it's scary in that time, but it feels really nice now to look back and be like, oh, those weren't my people. I now have space for the right type of client, my ideal client. And now in March, and it's not even March yet, I'll hit a 44K month, which is so
Yay!
wild.
Yay! So exciting. How much revenue have you added, if you know, in the last like 30 days?
I just added that 5K, so around 16K in the last 30 days, which is
Amazing.
so crazy. But yeah, that was and it all feels right. Like all of these people I'm working with, I don't have red flags about any of them. I'm like, these are my yes people. They're people I really want to work with.
Yeah, I love that so much. And I remember one of the first calls that we had, we were going through your client list, and you had like 14 plus clients, but they were all low ticket for the most
Yeah.
part.
Yes.
Oh
And they
my
like
God.
$500, $800. And now I have less clients now, but making more. And it's just nice. I've hired 3 people. So I have a team that supports me. I'm working less than I ever did before. And it's really nice to just believe in myself. It's really nice to know that I can do this and know that I can keep doing it.
Yeah, I love that. We were talking a little bit in January. How many sales calls did you have?
I think it was 8. Wait, no. I've onboarded 6 clients this month, so I think it was 7. And there's one person I'm still waiting to hear back from.
Almost
So
100%
I know.
close ratio. That's
I
amazing.
know. And I really do feel like that came from building out that transformational offer. And even if every client that I brought on isn't at that transformational offer, having those objections ahead of time and like knowing their pain points and being able to really construct that messaging helped so much. I would say most of them, I had to send one follow up email, maybe, and they were good to go. I didn't have to chase any of these people.
That feels
Yeah,
so good. I
it
love it.
does.
I love it. And what would you say about your mindset has changed since last April?
Yeah, that's a big one. Even like April, May, June, I just wasn't sleeping through the night. I would wake up and I tell Marcy this all the time. I would wake up and I would be like panicked at 3 a.m. about work. And I'm like, how does my brain even know to wake me up at 3 a.m. to be stressed? And then I would wake up and be like, oh, wait, everything's fine. And it was just this constant stress. Like, I have catastrophic thinking where I think, "Oh my gosh, like, all my clients are gonna leave." And
Yeah.
my mindset has changed so much. I know that if I lose a client, it's not the end of the world. I'll find a new client. I have that 30-day window on there, so I can find a new client in 30 days. I can do that. I found 6 in in a month.
Yeah.
So that's helped a ton, and working with Marcy and implementing breath work and tapping has been so helpful. I sleep at night and I go to the gym at 1 p.m. now. I wouldn't take lunch, I wouldn't take breaks. It was really bad. And now I'm like, hey guys, I'm not going to be online all summer. Like I'm going to be in
I'm
Italy.
out of office.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that. And I feel like I'm so amazed by you whenever I'm like, how are you feeling capacity wise? You're like, we got this. Onboarding 6 new clients. We're good. My team still has room to grow, which is so cool to see you managing your nervous system, but also not falling into the trap that I think a lot of female entrepreneurs fall into when we get an influx of clients of like throwing everything by the wayside and stop going to the gym, stop eating well, taking care of yourself, and just working 24/7. So the fact that you haven't done that is amazing.
Yeah, and I honestly think part of that too is knowing once the client signs their contract and having really clear expectations with them of like, here's my start date, here's when I'm capable of starting. And I staggered all those clients. So would have that time to get my strategy built out. We'd have time to get content built out. And, even like I offered two of them like a free week in February just so that we could get strategy done. Cause honestly, that's helping me and my team more than anything. So I feel like it's just like structuring that to make sure that I can take care of myself. My dog has to go on a walk every day. I
Yeah,
can't ignore that.
I love that. Odin does need all the walk,
He does. Yeah.
all the walks. Talk to me about relationships that you've made within the community, because that I definitely
Yeah.
felt super lonely when I was getting started as well.
Yeah, and I think the biggest part is because none of my friends get it. They're in corporate or they're teachers, and I love that for them. They love their jobs, but it's hard to explain. They're like, "You make all this money," and I'm like, "But you don't know what I pay my team." And it is
Yeah.
really lonely. You kind of live off in your own little world, and having a group of women where I can go and ask questions and be like, "Hey guys, I just put an offer on a house," and everybody is so excited. When I signed that fifth client, I was really hesitant to post in the group because I really didn't want it to come off as bragging, but seriously, everyone was so excited, and I've never seen women support women in that way, like, ever. It's so
I love
nice.
it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
That means so much to me. And also, I always say other people winning is just proof that you can win. There's more than enough to go around. So always share your wins, please. Can you talk to us a little bit about on the retreat?
Yes. So the retreat was amazing. Before the retreat, I was having a little bit of trouble with my transformational offer and what that meant and my key messaging points. But after I felt so clear, and also, this, I would never tell someone no. They're like, "You want to do $200 website project?" I'm like, "Sure." And now I've really been able to tell people, like, no, this isn't my space. Mindset shifted a ton. And leaving with a really clear transformational offer and those key messaging points was definitely honestly life changing because like I said, I'm almost at 100% close rate, still TBD on this last one, but that
Mhm.
really made a huge difference because I think I had 6 sales calls in December and I signed 1. So it made the huge difference going from
Yeah.
signing 1 client out of 6 to, 6 out of 7 or whatever it might be. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. So good. What would you say to somebody that is on the fence, investing in themselves?
Well, first of all, it's a tax write-off, and second of all no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's, like, my fallback if I
Yeah.
sorry. The biggest thing for me is I can struggle through this and Google through it and watch a million TikToks and have this trial and error, but I can do it so much faster. Like, what? I've more than tripled my income since last January. I don't know if I would have been able to do that, and I know my mindset wouldn't have been as good. That's the big thing is, like, yeah, sure, you can add as many clients as you want, but how's your mindset? How's your work-life balance? Before I joined Mastermind, I hadn't gone on a vacation in 2 years. And I went on a cruise this summer. I went to Hawaii. I went home a couple times. I had my bachelorette trip. I took 2 weeks off for a wedding. And my team has supported me fully. And so I think if I wouldn't have made that investment, I I mean, I wouldn't have been where I am. I think you have to really trust yourself and I always say if you can get one client, you can get another client, and if you make money, you can make money again, and it's really just believing in yourself and putting in the work too. So if you know you're gonna put in the work and you're willing to do that, then I would say there's no reason that you shouldn't invest in yourself.
100%. And I love that you made that note because we can't do the work for you. You have to
No.
want it. You
Yeah.
have to want it. We can give you as
Yeah.
much advice and support and mindset, but at the end of the day, it's you that's built this incredible business and nobody else. So it's
Yeah.
incredible.
And it's
One thing,
fun.
I'm
Oh, go
sorry.
ahead.
Go
Oh
ahead. No,
no,
you
you're
go.
good. I was just gonna say it's fun too with like all the women in the group because we get to be competitive, but we're not like being competitive against each other, but it's being competitive to be better and having these fun little competitions. And it's fun to do that because it really drives you and it motivates you too. It's really cool.
Yeah. It's like friendly competition,
Yeah.
not I'm going to stab this person in the back or steal their
Yeah.
client or do
No,
anything like
no.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love
It's
that.
wonderful.
So March, you're going to be at 44K. And for anybody watching this, it's February 21st. So we have a lot of time to add revenue for
Yeah.
March. But right now, how much of that is profit?
I think it's around 12K is going to all of my systems and my employees. So everything else is profit.
Like 32K. at
Yeah.
44.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Which is wild too because February I won't even use February because I did add on some, but in January I was at 25, I think, and I was making 15 and now
Yeah.
it's 32 in profit. That's really cool.
That's so cool. Hence why we bought a new home.
Yeah, no. Okay, that was an accident. We did not mean to buy a house. Like that was not intentional. I swear that was all Blake.
I love it. I love that so much. But like that's so cool too to me to see that impact. You know, you've built an amazing business, you've built something that can pay for your life, you bought a house, and obviously with your husband, it wasn't all
Yeah.
on you. Like just being able to do those things that create like lifetime memories to me, I'm like, I'm a sob story over here. I'm crying. I can't
And I
even.
will say, yes, Blake helps but so we basically live off of Blake's paycheck and I get to save my money and invest it, which is wonderful. And all of the money for the house and the down payment is coming out of what I've saved over the last year, which is so cool to say. And it's scary to see it like my bank account, but it's like I know I can make that back, you know.
Yeah,
The
there's
money is
more of it.
energy. Yeah. Yeah.
That is so cool. I love that.
Yeah. It's really cool. And I love, like, being able to be this example. I'm the oldest of 4 and be this example for my siblings. I always told them I was gonna be your rich aunt. I'm like, "I'm gonna be the cool aunt that's coming back," and it's funny because I do a lot of this. I don't wanna say, like, for them, but, like, because I
Yeah.
always knew that I could, you know? So
Yeah, I love the rich aunt status. I'm always kind
yeah.
of rich aunt.
But, yeah, there was a lot of jokes made about that at my wedding, so
And you're doing it. I love
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, anything else you think the people want to know?
I would say definitely invest in yourself, like, and believe in yourself. Those are the 2 things. Work really hard. You gotta put in the work, like we talked about. And I do think obviously focusing on business and strategy and lead gen and all of the stuff, but mindset has truly made such a difference for me. One of the biggest things that drew me in was like, oh, you get a mindset coach. And there's all of this support in every area of your business and in your life. Because I know you preach all the time, like this work life balance, grow a business that can work without you, like when you need to be away. And having that mindset and, like, having support from you and Presley and Caitlin and Marcy has been so powerful in terms of, like, just shifting how I think and how I believe in myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why mindset will always be a part of our program. Like,
Yes.
if you don't think it's possible, it's not going to happen. So I love that you've had such a big
Yeah.
transition. And I feel like your energy is just so magnetic right now. Like,
Yeah.
people, world, watch out. Mackenzie is gonna be a millionaire so soon.
I
Like
love
it's
it.
just like, and
And
I
it's
love that it's easy. It gets to
mhm.
be easy and fun.
Yeah, and even now, I wanna keep investing in my business. Like, this has proved to me so much that it's so worth it, and I have been working with Marcy too, and, like, how can we keep this going? How can I keep this energy and this magnetism, and how can we keep that rolling and to continuing to work with you guys, and any investments that I make, so it's been really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. I'm so grateful for humans like you
Oh,
because, well, I need it. Just like people that don't expect to just pay for coaching and then snap their fingers and not have to do any work and for it to change their life. Just not realistic. It doesn't happen like that. And so I love when really smart, powerful women come in and like we can give you the tools and the pieces that you need. And then you actually do the work and see the fruit of your labor and change your life.
yeah, and that's, like, what I think the biggest thing was, like, obviously, things happen and we still have to run our business and we still have to make time, like, I think even 6 months ago, I think I told you, "Hey, I'm having a really hard time finding time to do stuff," and so even scheduling an hour a day just to knock through some stuff, and even the retreat was so nice because we could fully focus on our businesses and accepting feedback and accepting the key points from you guys. It's just been so helpful to have that versus trying to do it completely on my own.
I definitely am a big investor because who's to say that what somebody's teaching on YouTube is correct? Or sometimes you need that little kick in the ass too to be like, okay, you said you were going to do this. Like, what's
Yes.
holding you back? Like, and answer
Yeah.
questions that might come up that you're not going to get that sort of support from YouTube videos. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's been nice too, because like I told Presley I need tough love. Like if I'm not getting something done, like tell me that I need to get on it, you know? And that's been really nice. You guys really try to understand everybody's learning styles and how they communicate in terms of deadlines and things like that. Not that you're giving us strict deadlines, but that's been nice to have that support too.
I love it. I'm so proud of you. You're so amazing. I can't wait for you to cross the $1 million a year mark and then to
I know.
continue to scale. It's gonna be so good and it's gonna be
We're gonna
so
do it.
soon.
We're gonna
It's
do
gonna
I know.
be
First of all, I'm terrible at math. And I'm like, huh, $100,000 a month is $1 million. And I was Blake's like, no, it's not. And I'm like, oh wait, you're right. That's like 20K less. That's like easy. So as
yeah,
Britt
let's
says, it's easy to be a millionaire.
yeah, it is. Hang on, wait. So we're gonna see based on the trajectory that you have right now,
Oh gosh.
you need another 39,000 to get to 83.
Okay.
So 39,000 divided by 16,000 you said you added in monthly revenue.
Yeah.
So I'll see you there in 2.5 months.
Okay. Okay. Let's divide it by. I'm like, okay, we can do it. My lead gen strategy we started this week. So it's going to start.
Exactly. Now it's going to
Yeah.
pick up even more.
No, I also would like to point out that I've literally never done outreach to anyone ever, and this has all been inbound. So I'm like, imagine what we're gonna do with this VSL and a lead gen strategy. It's crazy. I can't wrap my mind around it.
But even what I think is incredible, when I asked you at the end of last year, hey, how many sales calls have you had?
Yeah.
You weren't even aware of those numbers. You weren't sure because it was never really on your mind up until that point. And then to go from where you were to like even 6, 7, 8 calls that all you attracted through your energy and what you put out there
Yeah.
is a huge difference.
Yeah. It was definitely a shift too, because I was like, oh, clients will come, it's fine. But then I think I just realized the amount of growth I was seeing I wasn't as happy with. I'm a magnet right now. I need to put things out into the world.
I love it. 2.5 months, maybe sooner. We'll see you there.
Okay, sounds good. Be back here at the same time.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your feedback with us.
Of course. Oh, I love you guys. Thank you so much. You've been wonderful.
We love you.